Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name's Christina Gauda, author of The Quest for the Black Panty Drawer, and soon I hope to complete a novel in a month. I'll tell you about that later, and I can add a second book to my roster. Today we're going to do an in-depth review of The Far Field. This book is from the book club that I belong to at my library, and it was the book for September. And if you haven't read this, you can skip ahead and I'll leave you a little note in the timeline to tell you what this pile of books is for. I think you'll really enjoy it. But I want to go do a deep dive of The Far Field. So let's get started. The story is about a young woman named Shalini, and she is from a wealthy family in southern India in a city called Bangalore. Her dad owns several factories, and the story happens because of a visit from a clothing vendor. Comment below if you think that relationship was inappropriate between mother and the clothing vendor. His name is Bashar Ahmed, and tell me what you thought of that relationship. The mother dies, and she goes on a quest to find the clothing vendor to tell him, "My mom died and I think you should know." That journey takes her to a place called Kashmir. Now, if you don't know about Kashmir, please learn up on it. I don't know nearly enough as I should. It has the potential to be a geopolitical nightmare. The conflict could be a nightmare if we have the wrong people in power who don't understand certain nuances. I like books that talk about a human aspect of life, like grief and the relationship between children and parents, and growing up, from a child to an adolescent to a young person. And its backdrop is a geopolitical conflict that is just on the brink of exploding. Now, most of us are about my age, maybe a little younger, and we know about Syria. We know about Afghanistan. We know about China, but we don't know about Kashmir. And it's actually really beautiful, and it's not as empty as you think. It actually has like 12 million people concentrated in this one area. And it's highly contested. Pakistan wants a piece, India wants a piece, and I didn't know this, but after reading the book, I researched, and apparently so does China. And tell me what you think. Why would it be a geopolitical gold mine if one of those countries had a monopoly? Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'll tell you what I think. I think it has to do with water, but I'd like to know what you think. For those of you who've never heard of Kashmir, never heard of like India and Pakistan, there's so many videos on TikTok. I know it's TikTok, and that seems to be the domain of people under the age of 30, but TikTok did a great job educating me. So yeah, check out some TikTok videos, because then you get to see people who actually live there, how they live, what they look like, what language they speak, what they wear. It's interesting. Now, one of the comments I made at my book club, and I think I had one nod of recognition, and that was the moderator, her name was Cricket, was, "This book reminds me of the Amazon Prime series Transparent." If any of you see the parallels between this main character Shalini and all the characters in Transparent, how they destroy their lives with a certain aspect of human nature, tell me if you agree. Another thing I liked about this book is a commitment, but it wasn't. She was such a good writer, and I gotta say, I didn't like her. I still finished the book, and it's over 400 pages, and I think that is a testament to what a good writer Madhuri Vijay is, because it's easy to read a book when you like everybody. It's not so easy when you dislike somebody. Comment below and tell me if there's a certain part of the book that you just couldn't handle and you couldn't read and you just skipped it, because I'm guilty of this, and I didn't read the entire thing. There's one chapter that I skipped because I was really grossed out. And all of you know me by now. You know I'm an obliger. You know I take medications like I'm supposed to. Exercise I struggle with. Medications I take it like I'm supposed to. But I feel obliged to read an author's work because they put in so much effort, and that's the least I can do is to read the book, because now that I'm writing, I know how much work it is. All right, that's all I have for the book. Really amazing book. It helps you understand the subtle nuances between Hinduism and Islam and the conflict between Muslims and Hindus in India. It helps you understand how fragile peace is, and we have peace because we work at it. And if you get irresponsible with peace, things turn into chaos very quickly. I think that rang true for me, especially given the political climate we are in right now. The last comment I want to make is just being an author itself. I went through the back of the book, and usually when I finish a book, I'll go to the very back and I'll read the acknowledgement section. And there wasn't one. And all I got from this about the author, Madhuri Vijay, first of all, she's very pretty. She's very young. You can see her picture on the back. She seems to be pretty private, because when I go through, my fluff books, like what you're about to see, in the very back, when it says acknowledgement, they thank everybody from their literary agent down to the dog walker. And I look through it because I want to contact that literary agent and say, hey, I wrote a very similar book. I think you might be interested. Would you like to see my manuscript? She said nothing. And I'm willing to bet you this is one very interesting young woman who deserves our attention. Okay. That is my deep dive of The Far Field by Madhuri Vijay, and this has to go back to the library today, otherwise I'm going to get some fines. Now, thank you for rejoining me. For those of you who skipped, welcome back. I don't like plants. I used to as a child. I don't like them. It's just one more thing on my to-do list to keep alive, to keep nourished, to take care of, to babysit. I don't like it. I do that for a living. I do that in my marriage. I do that for my dog. I don't want one more thing to take care of. And when we first got married, my husband, in a fit of decluttering, and I think men are guilty of this, comment below if you're a man and if you've done this. We had a beautiful plant called the Irish shamrock, and for the lack of a better word, it looked like purple butterfly wings. Long story short, I wasn't around and the plant ended up in the garbage, and it was gorgeous. So I haven't really taken an interest in plants. I do if they are given to me as a gift. Why? Because I'm an obliger. So you rarely see plants in my videos. You will, because now I have to. I've been gifted an orchid, several orchids, succulents, and the Monstera plant. The problem is I see them as clutter, and a lot of minimalists are into plants. Like, you can go on any of these minimalist videos and they're into plants. My favorite YouTuber is Shel Bisley. I love her. She's so cute. She's like this youngster and she's got a great energy, and she's an eco and minimalist, and I tend to follow her philosophies because apparently I am too. So I need to learn to take care of them. So the first one is called Modern Orchid. It's okay, pictures are nice. Just go on YouTube and I'll link the people below who helped me with Orchid Care. It's not as like carefree, user-friendly as you think. The problem with orchids is it's really easy to overwater them, and guess what I did? I overwatered them, the roots rotted, the leaves fell off, the flowers fell off, and now it's bad feng shui to have dead plants. So I'm like, please live, please live. 2020 has been a bad year, please live. I cannot have dead plants in the house. So Modern Orchid, that's the first book. The next one's called The Inspired Houseplant. The book is very pretty. And I got this from the library because I need to know about all the houseplants that I have. I only have like 4, but it's enough to be a job. So stay tuned, you'll get some videos from that. The next 3 are cookbooks. So I love my Instant Pot. I do too. The Instant Pot Cookbook. I think I saw this in Costco. And the last one is called The Blender Girl Smoothies. Okay, so stay tuned and maybe I will make you, and I will promise I will upload the video. I'll make you a recipe from the Instant Pot. I use the Instant Pot twice a week as a rice cooker and as a pressure cooker, and I cook the same thing. You know that about me. You know that I'm a minimalist and I also eat minimally. The problem is my spouse is tired of my cooking, and the sad part is he's an excellent cook, so I believe him when he's tired of my cooking. So I'll make one recipe for the Instant Pot from one of these books, and I will make you a smoothie too and see if these books were, accurate, helpful. So this is our, light stuff. All right, next. Who here would like to join me in NaNoWriMo? It stands for National Novel, what is National November Writers Month. I saw this a long time ago when I would go on YouTube channels and look for advice on how to attract a literary agent, how to get a book published, how to edit well, how to find a copy editor. Writing a book is a lot of work and you need a small army. And I know that now because just to get published, I needed to start a YouTube channel, and that's why you're here. And thank you so much, everybody. I reached 100 subscribers yesterday, so thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with me. I discovered NaNoWriMo, and I thought, talk about the best accountability partner for an obliger, me. This is the two books that I'm gonna read. The first one is called Rocket Men, The Epic Story of the First Men on the Moon by Craig Nelson. The second is called A Ball, a Dog, and a Monkey, 1957. The Space Race Begins by Michael D'Antiano. So I guess you figured out what the topic of my next book will be. It has to do with space. I have some time this weekend, so I'm gonna start outlining the book this weekend, and I would like someone in my audience who also likes writing, also likes reading, to join me for NaNoWriMo. We're gonna write one novel in 1 month, in the month of November, and let's see if we can do it. All right, before I go, I just wanna tell you three things, 3 milestones. Most important thing is this. I voted. I voted by mail, absentee ballot, and I physically took my ballot to the clerk's office, put it in the little bin, closed the thing, and prayed. Please vote. This is an incredibly important election. Vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Vote, please. Okay, that's one. Number 2, thank you to the 100 subscriber. I wanted to say your name, but I don't have your permission, and I respect your privacy, but I just want to say thank you so much. I'm in 3 digits. That's, wow, that's so awesome. And the last thing I want to say is, this is the book we're reading for October. It is called I'll Be Gone in the Dark, One Moment's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer, Michelle McNamara. It's not going well. Why isn't it going well? Because it's bloody terrifying. This is a true story of the Golden State Killer who killed numerous women, but he actually went after couples too. It's gruesome in certain scenes. Certain things are going to be triggers for women because obviously he raped them. Now, the reason why the progress is so slow is I'm working just like you, and when I get downtime, it's at night, and I can't afford to have my sleep disturbed because it has been very disturbed since the pandemic, but I don't want it to be fearful, unrestful sleep because obviously I have to go to work the next day and take care of patients. So the progress is slow because I need to find time during the day to read it, and I will next week because I've lined up all my doctor's appointments before we hit the second wave of the pandemic, and I will be sitting in waiting rooms reading about serial killers. So that's my plan for next week. So join me in October. This is going to be our book, and stay tuned for some cooking videos. Thank you so much, everybody. One more time, thank you so much for leading me to 100 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.